Very much. Guys, what I'm going to do is take you on a bit of a story, really, the journey that we've been through as an organisation with AWS and kind of how we've come to use their services. Just really briefly, a very, very brief bit about myself. I'm the IT director of a company called Think Education. I've been in the IT business for quite some time now. I run a team of 26 spread across 4 management tiers. That's IT operations, those traditional infrastructure type guys looking after the servers and the network. Application development, those guys building new websites and new business systems. Program management, making sure we bring things on time and on budget. And online services, so those really web-focused things like usability and analytics. Briefly, a bit about our business. We're an industry-leading private education company. We have a portfolio of 8 market-leading colleges. You can see some of our brands up there on the screen. And we're a fully owned subsidiary of Seek Limited. So everyone would know Seek from going to look for jobs or trying to recruit people. We're a Seek company. So what's our story? 12 months ago, we weren't really having a very good time. Our web portals were seriously overloaded, and as an e-learning market leader, 50% of our business is online. So in a word, ouch. We weren't in a good situation. We had a really legacy third-party hosting environment that was severely overloaded. The support approach seemed to become reboot to pretty much any problem we had. When we phoned for support with that third party, they just told us to restart things. Scaling up would literally mean buy more hardware, so just throw capital dollars at the problem all the time. Operationally, it was really expensive. It was a big slice of our OpEx budget, and I had a business that was rapidly losing patience. And that's probably putting it politely. Probably better to say that they were getting pretty bloody angry, really. I was looking like that guy on the right of the screen. So what did we do? We knew things had to change. We knew we had to do things differently. We're not a technology company, we're an education company. So even though we have a good team internally, tech isn't at the core of our business. So we kind of knew what we needed. We knew we had to solve those basic problems, get absolute stability into our environment. We had to stop all those really basic, silly issues that were happening to us. We knew we wanted to be able to scale easily. And this was actually really, really important for us because we run exams online. So we have a load of students who will hit a server at the same time when we're running that exam for that course, so we get a big spike in load. So we needed to be able to deal with that, and we weren't dealing with it in the old environment. We wanted to be able to provision things really, really quickly. The business is growing, it's evolving really, really quickly, so to be able to adapt to that and deal with those kind of requirements was really important to us. And this is a biggie, the ability to run anything we wanted to. I have a dev manager in my team who loves the open source stuff. He likes to find weird versions of Linux from somewhere on the internet that nobody's ever heard of before, and he wants to be able to run that stuff. And we've been in a world before where we had contracts and support and just kind of agreements with providers that weren't giving us that flexibility. So to be able to get into a really, really flexible environment was really important to us. So we went to the market and we reviewed what I call 2 traditional hosting offerings. So the kind of data centers that we've probably all done business with over the last 10, 20 years, colo environments, the sort of environments I'm sure that you've all worked with, and what we consider to be the 2 market-leading cloud offerings. And when we got into that, we very quickly realized that Amazon was very different from anything that we'd worked with before. We were able to build servers in the AWS environment in minutes. And over time, that actually became faster because as we started to template our virtual machines, that delivery got quicker and quicker over time. We could run anything we wanted to. So all of those weird versions of Linux that the dev manager wanted to run up were available to us. We had total flexibility. We could scale on demand or on trigger. And we've heard people talk a lot about the ability to scale in multiple different ways. Today, and we could also create multiple layers of redundancy. So we really were looking at a solution that was light years away from the one that we had before. And through all of this kind of rich functionality that was on offer to us, we were saving money. We were looking at massive savings on the table compared to where we were before. So the whole team, the entire department that I run, started to become really, really excited. We felt like we were really, really getting into something that was really market leading and really cutting edge. Even the dev manager was excited. So where are we now? Our learning portals, we migrated those 4 months ago. Our test and dev environments, we migrated 4 months ago. Our marketing sites are going to go next. And we're pretty much looking at all of our other systems, all of our other business systems, HR, financials, those sorts of things. And we're just waiting for the virtual private cloud environment to come online in Singapore. So downtime, we haven't had any so far since we migrated. Absolutely none. So we've gone from a really, really bad experience to a really, really good one really, really quickly. Performance, we're getting at least 3 times faster on HTTP requests. That's a fairly rudimentary measure, but we're really only using the entry-level instances at the moment for our business, but we're getting better performance than we had before. And cost, we're expecting a per annum reduction around 90%. So that's massive for us. So some things to be mindful of. You hear a lot of people that are talking about AWS from a really technology, really techie background and techie perspective. There's a lot of options up there, and just because it's there doesn't mean you should use it. You've kind of heard a myriad of things that you can do with the environment today, and being really focused on what's right for you and what's right for your business is really important. It's pretty hard to keep up because these guys are releasing new functionality all of the time. So if you're not careful, you can find yourself, your head sort of spinning off your shoulders, trying to just keep abreast of all of the new things that are happening. As you start to use the cloud more in production for your business, your network architecture becomes really important. So now you're putting production environments, you're starting to think more and more about that. You've got to make sure you've got a good internet pipe and good resilience connecting into that environment. And getting used to the terminology. People have kind of talked about this already. But these guys love the word elastic. Elastic seems to be in everything they do. And there's just more acronyms than you can shake a stick at. So that does take some getting used to. So, guys, that was it from me. Short and sweet. Thank you very much for your time. My contact details are on the screen if anyone wants to connect with me. Thanks.